I think we're live. Our phones are vibrating.
Our
Look, we have the
phones,
notification.
our
We
phones are.
are
Oh,
live.
yes. Yes, I got the
Stop
email.
picking your toe. We are live. Hello,
Look, my
Super
toe hurts,
City.
and I don't
I
understand why
don't.
my
No one
toe
cares about your
hurts.
toe. This isn't the Topler.
That's a spin-off show.
No, it's
Where
not.
we
It's
talk,
actually
talk
not.
about toes.
No. And this week on the Topler, my toe is bigger. What? Andy, why?
It's turned blue. Well,
What?
that's
Oh, good old
right.
blue toe.
That new character.
And
Blue
with
toe.
that, hello and welcome to the Suplah. I am Sam Brooks, and with me is Liam Dunn.
You know, if we do a 2K18 Let's Play, the
LP.
character
I want to say the words
LP,
LP right out
LP, I
loud.
was. If we're going to do a 2K18 Let's Play, we're going to be having Blue Toe as the main character. That's just a fact now.
You say
Long
this
live
like every
Derek.
single time like a funny name is made, and then literally 5 minutes later you forget about him.
Oh yeah, I will forget about it.
Yeah.
But
The legendary
funny
Blue Toe will have a career of maybe half an hour before it dissipates into the ether once more from whence it
with
came.
all the other character I've ever come up with.
Yeah, except for the one that just sticks for some reason.
He came up with Derek, not me.
He being
The little rat boy.
hashtag where is little rat boy? Should have put that on the poster. That's
There you go.
nice ring to it.
Little rat boy.
Oh god. We have Bullet Club
yes,
versus Shield in the chat who says, where is Andy? Where is Andy? Where are developments?
You mean where is little rat boy?
Where is Little Rat Boy? Also known for this live stream as Andy Kwan.
No, little rat boy now. That's what it is.
Alright, Little Rat Boy has made himself
All right, wait,
known.
hang on.
Maybe?
If Andy is against the nickname Little Rat Boy, let him appear now and testify like Devon.
Andy? Andy, are you there? Are you in the room with us right now? No, it's pure silence. There's no shrill shrieking about being called something that he isn't. Ah!
Okay, great.
Was that him? I couldn't tell.
Anyway, yes, so a lot has happened this week by the looks of it in the pro wrestling world, specifically with NXT.
Yes.
NXT. Now, it seems WWE is currently on this revival of WCW. It seems to be borrowing a lot from WCW at the moment. I think they have had or are about to have a glorified live show, house event that is going to be called Starrcade.
Starrcade. So I think it's either a week before or a week after Survivor Series in November.
Yeah, something like that. And what is most what I can't speak English today. I need my.
What is most worrying?
Yes, well, I'm going on holiday tomorrow, and I need a break because I'm just tired. What
you
is
look for Andy while you're out? Because I feel like he's not in the country anymore.
No, I'm not going to look for him.
Oh. This is why he hasn't been found, because no one cares to look except for me. Even I'm not doing much.
What's most strange though about Starrcade is that Starrcade was essentially WCW's WrestleMania. Like that was their big show, and it's strange that it's being put basically as a glorified house show. It's like in a parallel universe where WCW wins, WrestleMania is a glorified house show in March.
Like we're already in. I mean, bearing in mind Goldberg had a title run this year. We're getting War Games. Starrcade is happening. Yeah. Who won the war?
Maybe
really?
The universe is a crossing, really, at this point.
Cruiserweights are happening still in the main event, weirdly enough. But
yeah.
Maybe you die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become Ted Turner. Who knows?
I think that's what Vince would like to think. Whether that's true or not is still debatable. But yes, War Games is going to be the main event of NXT War Games. I mean...
Fucking no way. Hey, what's the main event of NXT Takeover Fatal 4-Way? I don't know.
A ladder match. But this is we realised just as we were about to go on the air that there's a slight problem with our discussion of this topic. Me and Sam weren't around when WCW was a thing, so I don't know what War Games is.
I have a bare bones understanding, and if you understand what Lethal Lockdown is, you have a basic grasp of War Games.
Okay. So basically, it says the match usually involved two teams of either 4, 5, or more wrestlers locked inside a steel cage that encompasses 2 rings But there are other variations, apparently. And then Wikipedia has a whole entire history of it. It says War Games consisted of 2 teams of either 4, 5, or more men facing off each other in staggered entry form, kind of like the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber. The setup of the cage consisted of 2 rings side by side with a giant ring encompassing rectangular cage. That was weird to say, Wikipedia. That covered both rings, but not the ringside area. Doors were placed at far corners of the rectangular cage, so the 2 teams didn't come into contact before they were supposed to. War Games consisted of 7 periods. The first one-on-one fight in 5 minutes, and all remaining competitors from both teams are each 2 minutes long. So the first 2 are in there for 5 minutes. Then after the first 5 minutes, people come in every 2 minutes. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. You took a while to reply, so I wasn't sure if I was making sense.
I had to think about the logistics, because this is a slightly more complicated type of wrestle fight than we are normally accustomed to seeing.
I mean, to be fair, you don't think very often, so I can understand why it took you a while. The match began with 1 member of each team entering the cage. After 5 minutes, a member of each team... a member from one of the...
Yeah?
You know what? I
Yeah?
can't read.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to finish that sentence? Yeah?
That's called karma, that is.
Yeah.
That's called karma. It's usually determined by a coin toss as to which members of the team go first, but has been determined by a match or a contest, such as an arm wrestling match, a live fan poll, etc. This is almost always the heel team in order to provide heat. So that would be the team that would get them up. Yeah, anyway, so essentially, imagine it is like a Royal Rumble Elimination Chamber tag team match with 2 rings. I don't understand the 2 rings gimmick.
I think because fuck it, why not? Why not just, you're already making a ridiculous concept match. Why not put 2 rings in there just to really emphasize it?
And the thing is, if you want to complain, oh, Vince Russo with the WCW ideas, that wasn't Vince Russo who came up with this. This was actually Dusty Rhodes. And obviously, because the reason why I started off talking about Starrcade was because that was also another Dusty Rhodes. Maybe not, I don't think it was his creation, but he was in a lot of the early Starrcades. It might have been his creation, I don't know. But he was in a lot of the early Starrcades. So when it was announced that Starrcade was a house show, Cody Rhodes kind of went on Twitter and kind of had a little bit of a rant saying, I think Brandy, his wife, also got involved and said that, you know, you didn't use any of his ideas whilst he was alive. Now that he's dead, you're kind of just taking everything and not even giving him credit, which I think is a bit harsh considering yearly they have a tag team tournament called the Dusty Rhodes Classic. I think it's a little harsh of them to say that.
Although, to be fair, that also started after he died.
Yeah, but all of these 2 tribute tournaments do, like, that's like complaining about the Mae Young tournament or the Chris Candido tournament. Like, it always happens when someone dies.
One of those is not like the others.
That's not the point. But
one of those was good.
That's not the point. The point is, though, is that with his recent outburst of disliking the concept of what WWE is doing with Starrcade, everyone was like, oh shit, what's he going to say about them using War Games now? This is the second time really recently that they're announcing that they're basically going to be copying a WCW event. But Cody actually seemed to be quite positive about it. He said that Triple H has spoken to him, WWE spoken to him about it. Apparently, he said Triple H and Dusty Rhodes were friends. So he says it's being respectful. So I don't know what it is. We can only kind of speculate as to what's happened. Maybe WWE's given him a little bit of money under the table to be positive about it. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it would be a Cody Rhodes sort of thing to do. I mean, by all accounts, it doesn't seem like Cody actually has any malice towards WWE. It was more the fact that he was stuck with that particular gimmick. And even with that gimmick of Stardust, they weren't really doing much with him. And I think he'll probably come back eventually after he's made big waves on the indie scene. But yeah, it's very strange that WCW's been out for 16 years. They've been gone for 16 years. And now suddenly they're taking all of their concepts. Great American Bash doesn't count because that was just the name of a pay-per-view. These are actual concepts.
And
So
yeah,
yeah,
but
what do you?
the one thing that I personally have always wanted, even though I've never even seen WCW, right? I have a best of Sting Blu-ray. That's probably the closest I've ever gotten, right? But
Mhm.
I've not watched WCW. I'm not a guy of it, but Halloween Havoc. When?
I'm so glad that you mentioned that because there's a specific reason why they're not doing Halloween Havoc,
Oh, they
and
actually gave a reason.
WWE really wants to do Halloween Havoc, and I think people want them to do Halloween Havoc. However, from what I've read online, which as we know is always 100% true, but according to the things that I've read, it seems to see that there's like a copyright issue or a broadcasting issue with pay-per-view distribution or something like that. There's a legal formality that is stopping them from doing Halloween Havoc as a pay-per-view in 2017.
But they've
It
done
doesn't
Clash
stop
of
them from.
Champions and Great American Bash. Like, why
Yeah,
does Halloween
I
Havoc
think
different?
I from what I heard, it's like some trademarks came with the package that WWE got when they bought the company, but they didn't get everything. This is why some belts didn't arrive with WCW during the invasion. It's like why some wrestlers didn't arrive with the WCW invasion. Again, it's like, you look at ECW. I know that's a different company, but when ECW invaded, they didn't bring the belts. There were no belts. So when they did a unification match, it was just the WWF belt and the WCW belt. ECW titles weren't even a thing. So I believe it's because they didn't get everything. They got most stuff, but they didn't get everything. And I think Halloween Havoc. I mean, obviously they've got Halloween Havoc on the network. Bringing in 2K because that's coming out very soon. They can do Halloween Havoc in those games. I think it's because it's like a vintage thing, but they can't do anything with it like today. They can't make a new thing out of it. I guess it's kind of like the best way to explain it, I guess, would be, how the World Wildlife Fund sued World Wrestling Federation over the initials. Well, now on the network, you'll see that they call it World Wrestling Federation. There's a WWF logo, but they can't make any new products with WWF in it, which is why, you look at 2K16, for example. I know that's an old game by today's standards, but even with 2K16, which came out post-network, they were still censoring the WWF logo whenever someone mentioned it or if it was in a highlight package because it's considered new material and they can't profit off it. Whereas, you watch an old episode of Raw that might not have been edited that much. It's not a new thing. It's an old tape. So it's kind of, that's what I mean. It's like legal issues. I feel like I talk a lot. I feel like I should shut up.
Yeah. I want the giant pumpkin. I want the giant, massive fuck pumpkin to be on the middle of the stage.
Can we not get a fuck pumpkin? Because that idea scares me.
The fuckkin.
The fuck. You know what, Sam? I think we just need to move on. So, what do you think about this?
So,
War Games.
That should be fun. I'm sure people who are into the whole nostalgia of WCW will appreciate this. I myself really want to see what a match of that is like. I'm more curious as about who is in it. Do we want to go into NXT spoilers?
Excuse me, I just burped.
Brilliant. I'll take that as a yes. So, because they've already announced like this is happening, like it's a big part of the tapings that happened last night, we might as well say who is in this match.
Right, well, spoiler alert. I guess we need to throw up a spoiler.
Spoiler alert! If you don't want to know who is in this match, do go somewhere else. I don't know what the fuck you want to do. But
just mute us for 5 minutes or so, and then come back, and then we'll probably be talking about fuck pumpkins again for all we know.
Probably. So, off the top of my head, I don't have it. I'm going to get up the details now. I believe the teams are as follows. You have this new NXT stable known as the Undisputed Era.
So that's Red Dragon and Adam Cole.
Yeah, basically, if Ring of Honor with a Nexus, that's what the Undisputed Era is. And they have the initials CFO, which means they need to add someone with an S to make things really awkward.
Well, it needs to be someone with an S that's a $sign. That's what they need.
I'm sure one of the Street Profits can help out with that.
Well,
but
there you go. Or just get Crime Time back.
Or, yeah, ask some people, you probably say they're the same thing, but...
They're managed by Ted The $1 Million Man. They are managed by him, and that's how they get the S with the $sign. Think about it.
So you have the Undisputed Era.
No, think about that genius there. You brought back Paul Ellering. Like, you can bring back the $1 Million Man, and he can just be like, I'm going to add a $sign on the end of this. It's like, all right, Ted. No worries.
Yeah, so you have the Undisputed Era, managed by the $1 Million Man.
Did laugh.
Da, ha, 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 ha.
You've kind of got his beard. That's what's most funny to me. Like, not the mustache. Your mustache.
You have the Undisputed Era in the War Games match, Liam. Stay with me, please, for like 2 minutes. That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
So you have the Undisputed Era. You have Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly. You also have the Authors of Pain and Roderick Strong as a team.
That's strange.
I think the basis is we both hate Ring of Honor, even though one of us was already in it, but it don't matter. We hate the Undisputed Era. Let's attack them.
Oh, I've got it.
Yeah.
Strong joins the Undisputed Era. That's how they get the S. And then he debuts a $1 Million Man gimmick, and he goes, ha 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 ha. And then that's how you get.
You were so close. You started off good, and then you just went back into the $1 Million Man. I don't know why you're doing this to me right now. So you have Authors of Pain and Roderick Strong, or I'm going to call him. I don't know.
Authors of Strong.
Authors of Strong.
Of Pain.
Strong
Pain.
Strong Pain.
Strong Pain.
It's like champagne, but worse. So you have the Authors of Pain, Roderick Strong, Strong Pain. You have the Undisputed Era. You have Sanity, who are the NXT Tag Team Champions at the moment. Eric Young, Alexander Wolf, and Killian Dane. Fuck. This match is stacked. There's so many people. Well, but what's weird is that it's 3 teams of 3. Has that ever been done in the War Games?
Not as far as I'm aware. I can check back over the Wikipedia page. Again, I don't know WCW. It was before my time. There was variations though. Yes, there has been one. In 1998, WCW decided to try something different and converted War Games into a 3-team 9-man competition. So essentially what we're getting at NXT, with the same cage and entry format, but they allowed pinfalls. But this one was for the #1 contendership to the WCW World Heavyweight title. And it consisted of Team WCW, Team Hollywood, and Team Wolfpack. And then it goes on to tell you the description of the match. So yes, they have actually done it before.
The best of the teams. Fucking hell.
Yes. So they have actually done it before. They have done a 3-way team dance with 3 people in each team. So yeah, they have done it. So it looks like it could just be taking that variation, which I think it works better. What it seems to be is that NXT always seems to be kind of like their testing ground, which makes sense. It's the developmental, but they seem to use it to test other things. Like NXT had, I think it was the last December, they had the Shark Cage match, which then ironically the next month at Royal Rumble was used, and then it was used again at what Raw pay-per-view recently, where Enzo was it SummerSlam? Oh, I thought it was one of the B shows. Wow,
the
SummerSlam
biggest
really
party of the summer, featuring Big Show and Big Cass with a big cage above the big ring.
There you go.
So it was awful, and I hated it.
Yeah, so I feel like what can possibly happen, I'm not saying it's going to happen at Survivor Series, but what could happen is we could see the War Games concept brought back, maybe as a pay-per-view or for the main roster, or at least just a gimmick match for something. I mean, it could happen at Survivor Series. Survivor Series is the team thing, and this is traditionally a team-based match. So it could be
I like
that.
the 5-on-5 or the 4-on-4, however many people they have. I prefer that. And until I see this new War Games, I don't know which is going to be better.
It's fine if the story makes sense, but so in recent years, it just tends to be, oh, these guys are having a feud with these guys, and then these guys are having a feud with these guys. Well, we've got a Survivor Series match coming up. Let's just.
I'd argue that last year was really good because it was Raw vs SmackDown.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what I mean. Like, sometimes it works. Raw versus SmackDown. There was a time where it was the Authority versus Cena. My favorite And this might be a bit of a controversial one, but my favorite was 2004 when it was Team. No, that was 2003 where it was Team Austin versus Team Bischoff. No, I was thinking 2004 where it was Orton, Benoit, Jericho, and Maven. Weirdly enough, I don't know why he's listed in this against a team of Triple H, Batista, Edge, and Snitsky. And the winners would become the general managers for the next 4 weeks on Raw. I thought that was a great concept. Something like that was quite cool. Team Austin versus Team Bischoff was interesting, but that you've got to admit, there's been times where it's been like Team Big Show versus Team Great Khali. Okay,
Well, you're going to say Team Lesnar, and I'm like, well, wasn't that good?
no, it's been some pretty bad ones. You've had
Oh God, what was it like 2012 or 2013 where it was like Team Foley and Mick Foley wasn't even on the team.
yep.
It was like captained by the Miz or something. Like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. I think I might have been like 2008. There was one team that was Team Shawn Michaels, and this was Shawn Michaels' team. It was him, the Great Khali,
Ooh.
Primetime Players, and I think Rey Mysterio.
What year was that?
2008, 2007? Because, I mean, obviously, when I think of Team Shawn Michaels, I think of
When you say
Great
the
Khali.
Players, do you mean Crime Time?
Crime Time. Wow.
You said Primetime Players.
Yeah, I know I did.
Do you want to explain that?
I'd just rather we move on.
All right. Okay, I'm glad we have this discussion.
Can I ask you a question?
We can't edit live shows. No, we can't.
No.
No.
Do you think they're going to change anything in terms of the format, though? Do you think? I mean, they're going to probably keep it as a 2-ring thing because I think that's the big identity of that match more so than the cage itself. But is there anything you think that they're going to change? Are they going to supersize the cage so like they did with the Hell in a Cell?
I think the coin toss is going to go a bit differently because obviously these 3 teams, if you look at it from a booking perspective, have all recently or currently are heels. But now you have all of these strong, independent teams that don't need no alignment, who are going at it against each other, and you can cheer whoever you want to cheer. It's almost as if it's good booking that way. So I think the heels get the coin toss to fucking be on the little guys. I don't think that's going to happen. I feel like it's just going to be maybe one person from one team at any given time, like after the other. I don't know. It could go in any way. I think the Undisputed Era is probably going to be the heel team of the match, and then you have Sanity working face, and then you have Roddy and the Authors both being like, because Roddy's a face, but Authors are kind of tweeners, so I feel like they'll just be between the team. So I feel like the dynamics of that are going to be quite different, and I'm excited because I like all of the people in this match.
Also, can I just point out, apparently Bullet Club's listening to us while she's in class, which is very naughty. You should be paying attention to your teacher. Stay in school.
We are the teachers now. 1 + 1 is 2. War Games is good. End of lesson.
Potentially. That's more science than maths.
Maybe. Science. Is that science or is that philosophy?
Science, because everything's a hypothesis until proven correct.
But
philosophy is everything is a theory. The theory is there's a giant spaghetti monster in the sky. I don't have to prove it. It's just a theory. Whereas science is like, I will prove that bitch. So it's science because it will be proven. You just got school.
Become a teacher, please. Just go to.
I've honestly I've considered it like for 5 minutes, and then I thought, no, I hate children. Children annoy. Children, all they do is just like, ah! It's like, shut. Well, I wouldn't hit the kids. That'd be bad.
Welcome to the wrestling show where Liam hits children.
No, right. But no, sometimes kids are just pricks.
Except for Lizzie Antonelli, who is here and is a small child.
How old is she?
I don't know, like 12.
She's not 12.
I don't know. I don't know.
She's not 8. I'm talking like 8-year-olds. 8-year-olds, right, are just the absolute worst. They're the worst. They're the worst human beings. All they do is just like, I want to go and eat worms. It's like, all right, well, you go do that. It's not good for you, but I can't stop you.
17.
There you go. So you called her a kid. She's older than you. So,
yeah.
There you go.
I'm glad that I'm getting this insight into your fucking joke book here. I can't wait to see your O2 tour where you headline going into tirades about how children eat worms and how I'm clearly younger than 17.
I hate kids.
That's the moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go. So we may as well move on to the next major thing that's come out. Of course, we've got WWE 2K18 on the horizon. It comes out in just over 2 weeks. I think it's 2.5 weeks as of this live stream. And a lot of information has dropped concerning 2K18. So the thing that I think a lot of people are most interested in is, of course, my career. And there is actually footage online. And I can confirm now, for anyone who hasn't seen any footage of my career 2K18, Baron Blade is back.
Yeah! My boy!
He is an NXT producer.
Fucking what, mate?
He's an NXT producer.
So he's not a fucking crew cut blonde Aryan motherfucker in green trunks.
No, he doesn't wrestle. He wears a green shirt, but a brown leather jacket over the top.
Oh my god, he's ugly.
Yeah, he's gone proper corporate by the looks of it, and he's
gone proper Derek.
Oh my god, that'd be if he went purple.
Yeah, but he looks ugly, so he's halfway there.
But Derek is beautiful.
No, he's not.
Derek is a majestic unicorn.
He's as beautiful as you.
You know what? I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you very much.
Why? Why do you take that as a compliment?
The point is,
this man.
The point is a lot of stuff has been released, and it seems like the biggest complaint that people have is the loading screens. Now, if you've seen our 2K17 streams, which we've done on here, you know how long those loading screens were, and it seems like it hasn't really changed that much. But in terms of how my career works, we've kind of discussed some of it over previous episodes, but one of the major things that has been revealed is the idea of loot crates. Not that one that you're thinking of that has a website that gives you free geeky, well, not free, you have to pay quite a lot, but it gives you geeky stuff. That's not an advert, they don't like us. But you get things like loot crate or loot cases, whatever it is, and that gives you like new items, match buffs and stuff, and that seems to be the driving force of 2K18's My Career. And by the looks of it as well, it's going to be a little bit more story driven. I don't know how much more story driven, but it's going to have a bit more of a story. The thing that looks interesting to me is the idea that it's all text based. So it looks a little bit more like an RPG, which is something that I think would be really cool in a wrestling game. But we have to wait and see how it really pans out. But the major thing that's come out is Road to Glory. This is a brand new mode that has been introduced in this game, and it is exclusively online. Now, I still don't quite understand it. I don't think anyone quite understands it. But by
so, of course, we're going to talk about it as if we do.
So, of course, we're going to talk about it. But by the looks of it, you have to play matches against other real people online, and you have to complete objectives. Completing objectives, from what I can remember, if you complete a certain amount, I think you get 9 objectives every 2 weeks. And if you complete 5 of them, you then enter the pay-per-view of that month. And that the pay-per-view in Road to Glory is the same pay-per-view that's actually happening in real life. So if you get onto the pay-per-view, you will face a computerized character, computerized opponent, but it will be a real WWE superstar. So I think the example they gave in their blog post was Jinder Mahal, because of course everyone is just itching to fight Jinder Mahal.
The modern day racist Maharaja.
Yes, exactly. So what do you get if you beat the WWE wrestler in Road to Glory? Well, you unlock an exclusive item that you can use for your character in My Career. And they actually gave an example.
Is it a funny hat?
Essentially, yes. No word of a lie. No word of a lie.
No, you don't unlock hats in the new WWE game.
It's not a hat, it's a mask that they gave an example of. and it was a
Oh my
mask that
god,
was
fuck
themed.
off.
It was themed around TLC, and it's got like no, I'm not even kidding. So you know the TLC logo?
Fucking table face over here with his mask.
Right, seriously, you know the TLC logo? You know the TLC logo, right?
What, the one with the chairs and the ladders and the
No, no, no,
tables?
the actual thing that says TLC, that bit.
Oh, that ugly thing, yeah.
That's its eyes. There's a ladder that runs down its face.
Wow.
And then it's got like a gas mask thing here. Like it's got two little things here. Go and look at it, right? Google it now. It's just. And the other thing I think that got people confused was that in the blog post it said, well, if you don't get the points to be in the pay-per-view, don't worry. You can still buy your way in. That set off a lot of alarms for a lot of people because they thought, well,
microtransactions, the devil, the devil.
Well, I had a rant to Brendan about it. And I said, look, if they're going to do microtransactions, it's fine, but don't have us pay for DLC because that's just greedy. But apparently, there is no microtransactions, so it seems that the way you buy yourself into these pay-per-views will be using the VC that you earn in My Career or Road to Glory or Play or Universe Mode or something. We can talk about Universe Mode. No one cares about Universe Mode, but we can talk about it if you want.
I'd rather talk about the overalls. Those are the things that I always care about.
Do you want to know?
Like, this is a good, interesting bit of stats here. So, those who don't know what the overalls are or how they work, because apparently nobody else does, they are a culmination of all of the stats that you have, say like power, high flying, submission, all that kind of thing, and it all culminates up into an overall. Oddly enough, it's just the numbers game in the WWE games, and they give the top guys the higher numbers and the jobbers the lower ones. Although this year, a couple of interesting things have been said about who is the highest overall in the entire game. At a 95, do you want to guess who it is?
Da-da, 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 da-da. It's Roman.
Yeah, Roman Reigns, the guy who they're pushing to be the top babyface in the company, or just the top face in the company, to be honest, is the highest rated in the video game. What a shock. But here's the other thing, though. He ranks higher than the following people. John Cena.
That makes sense. Cena is coming towards the end of his career, so that makes sense.
He is winding down just a little bit. He's not in his prime anymore, even though he's still pretty good. The Rock. I assume that's modern day Rock, because there's no year after his name. So, The Rock.
Okay, so Rock 2017, who hasn't wrestled yet this year.
No, he hasn't.
Technically, he should be 0.
Yeah.
The
Undertaker. The Undertaker, who wrestled once and looked actually dead at certain points during the match.
And was also beaten by Roman, so that makes sense.
And WWE Universal Champion Brock Lesnar. They all come in at 93.
That's okay. Lesnar's stupid.
Lesnar, Cena, The Rock, and The Undertaker in this year are all ranked the same, and they are all less than Roman Reigns.
That is ridiculous.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit. You know, John Cena was DLC in like 2010, and he was only ranked 94.
John Cena was DLC.
It was like a modern day like DLC, I think. But it's just a comment that I saw that apparently in the 2010 game, Cena was 94, and that's his highest that he's ever been. So
I can't genuinely remember. I mean, tend to forget these games eventually.
That's fair. But I don't see what the big deal is. Roman Reigns is the top guy. They want to push him as that. They're going to put him as the highest in the video game.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, what you got to remember is that this is a product that WWE has creative control over, and if they want Roman to be the top guy in the game, like they want him to be the top guy in the company in real life, they're going to do that. Kayfabe-wise, doesn't really make sense. You would go with someone like Brock Lesnar, but at the end of the day, like I've said before, they want Roman to be the top guy, so they're going to push him as the top guy, and the video game is a perfect way to do it because, they're not going to have anyone boo Roman in the video game. They're just going to set him to a babyface. So everyone's going to cheer. And that's going to be Vince McMahon's wet dream. He's just going to play it. And he's going to get a hold of 2K18 and he's going to put it into his hybrid PlayStation 4, Xbox One that's like, and he's just going to play Roman, and then he's going to get a creative version of Roman, and he's just going to put Roman versus Roman. Actually, you know what he'll do? He'll just have the Roman in an 8-man match against himself. Roman
Welcome
against
to the Roman Rumble.
The Roman Rumble. And he'll just see Roman come out, and the virtual crowd will cheer, and he will get a huge erection. I guarantee it. That's what will happen. He'll be like, yes, they finally love him, damn it. It's like, all right, Vince, yep.
Cena's highest rating was 96 in 2K15, says Alex King. Fair enough.
Okay.
The internet got something wrong. Who'd have thought? But there's a couple other overalls that are interesting. So, Jinder Surprise, our favorite WWE champion of all time.
88.
Clearly not. Yeah, 88. You know who's the same number as that?
Isn't Finn out of his? He's not Demon Finn, normal Finn, 88 as well.
Yes, Demon Finn is at 92.
Yeah.
Same score as Seth Rollins, Goldberg, and 1997 Stone Cold Steve Austin. WWE Champion Jinder Mahal is 88. United States Champion AJ Styles is 90. Daniel Bryan, the man who retired last year, is 91. Braun Strowman is 88.
Braun Strowman?
88.
Fucking, he should be like 93.
Jinder Mahal, 88. Braun Strowman, 88. Daniel Bryan, 91. What do these numbers mean?
Yeah, I remember. It must have been SmackDown versus Raw, the original that came out in 2004, and JBL was the WWE champion by default, and Chris Benoit was the United States champion by default. And Chris Benoit, I think, was rated 90 something overall, and JBL was like 85, and he was like he was one of the weaker characters in the game, and it's just weird. It's just weird.
I feel like, wasn't he like a shitty wrestler? That was his thing.
JBL.
Like he was like a shitty wrestler that was champion, and you hated it. Wasn't that his thing?
So's Jinder, really. The guy's never won a match cleanly. He's always had the Singh brothers interfere.
And that's why he's 88.
Yeah, but he's still higher than what JBL was.
Well, it's almost as if the numbers lie.
It's almost as if
it's the opposite of the Spider-Man. The numbers lie.
And also,
they don't matter at all, but it's fun to see.
And also, if you pay extra, you can have the ability to edit those attributes. So you can make Jinder 95, and he's on par with Roman Reigns.
Or you could make him 60, and it would be accurate to last year.
He wasn't in the game last year.
Oh, wait. He wasn't in the game last year, was he? You know what he is now? He's not even modern-day Maharaja. He's breathing Jinder.
Yeah.
With the fucking dress. What the fuck? Why?
I think that's a cultural thing.
Okay, all right, Mr. Culturally Sensitive Liam Dunn.
Hey, I made a mistake by calling Prime Time the Primetime players. Look, they
both got Time Prayers.
The Primetime Prayers. They've both got players. Time. They've got time in it. That's it. Prime Time, Crime Time. You can see how I get it mixed up. Okay, it's not a racial thing. Prime Time, Crime. They all rhyme. That rhymed. My mind is blown.
Jinder Mahal also has the same ratings Jinder Mahal also has the same ratings, by the way, as Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens.
What's Bray's numbers?
Lower.
I mean, that makes sense. The guy hasn't really won a major match this year.
He was champion at the start of the year.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And he didn't defend it once.
Yep.
Man, that could have been so much better.
Like a lot of things this year, really.
Well, we're getting a head start on the end of your awards, but we'll save that for another couple months, shall we?
Yes, yes.
But anyway, 2K18. It looks different in a good way. I'm not buying it, so I don't give a shit. I know Carmine has to buy it because of Brawl, but will you be buying it, Liam?
I probably will, but I'm kind of torn whether I'm going to get it on release day. And I said I wasn't, but a part of me kind of wants to do a Let's Play with Big Toe. Blue Toe. Not Big Toe, Blue Toe. Get it right.
So it's now the Big Blue Toe.
The Big Blue Toe. That's it. I want to do. I'm thinking I might do a walkthrough with blue toe, blue big toe, big blue toe,
Wasn't
or
Bluto the bad guy from Popeye?
I don't know. I don't watch Popeye, so I have no clue.
I swear that was a thing. I swear Bluto is like a character somewhere. This is
Oh
getting
yes, blue. Oh yes, he's not a blue toe. His name's Blue Toe.
like Pluto, but with the B.
Yeah, exactly. Like the
Yeah,
dog that Mickey Mouse has, but he's not a dog. He's an angry man with a black beard who just
Big Bluto.
yes. I never. You know what? I never put those two together. Blue Toe, Blue Toe.
Big Bluto. You know what? I'm actually on board with this now. I want Big Bluto to be a character.
You know what? I might get it just so we can do a let's play of Big Blue Toe.
Imagine if like Braun Strowman looks like Braun Strowman, but he was the height of James Ellsworth,
And
and he had a
blue.
mask,
And blue.
and he was blue, and he had a cowboy hat. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you love that?
You can imagine him going all the way to WrestleMania. Big Blue Toe.
With the same inflections because they don't have Bluto as a name.
Big.
Big Bluto.
I hate it when people make creative characters. And it's like, they make Matt Hardy, but they don't have Hardy in the game, so they have to go Matt Harvey. Or it's just some sort of like weird inflection of Tom James Smith. It's like can you not? I don't know. Anyway, the point is yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this loot crate thing. Loot case, sorry, loot crate is probably copywritten. So I don't really know what to think of it. I feel like it might extend the gameplay, especially considering.
Which is good.
Well, yeah, it is good because one of the things that WWE seems to have a real issue with is keeping people on the game. People like me, for example, I will just play my career, get bored of it after 3 months, and then never touch the game again. And I think they have a serious issue with that. So I think they seem to be pushing more emphasis on their multiplayer, which, it's 2017. A lot of games are being pushed towards multiplayer. So this loot case kind of thing, it's going to be a way of them keeping people around. You're going to have monthly rewards, monthly objectives that you need to do, and then you can get an item, but that item you can only do if it's an interesting way. Whether it's going to work, I don't know. It seems very similar in a way to what FIFA does with their card thing. Ultimate Team, I think it's called. I don't play FIFA, so I don't see the appeal in it, but I guess until we get the first kind of reviews that come out, and the first people, because a lot of the players who've got videos on YouTube, because they've got the game early, their review copies, because you've got to be connected to the internet in order to get these loot cases. It's the only way. If you're not on the internet, they don't work. So a lot of them can't get these loot cases open because the servers aren't activated. They're not on. So we don't really know what's going to happen. By the looks of it, according to what they've got on their blog post, you can get, like I said, you can get match buffs. Like they've given an example of balanced technician, which will last for one match. You can also unlock clothing and body parts. Like you'll unlock Dash Wilder arm parts #1, British Bulldog shoes #1, increased attributes. Increase all attributes that will last for one match, and you can also unlock new moves as well, like Power Moves 106.
Braun Strowman's left toe.
So, and you can also apparently get like VC and stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see whether it's going to work in the long run. I don't know. It feels like it's taking. I kind of wish that it's weird to say, but I wish 2K would take more inspiration from their own fucking series that they have, like NBA, as opposed to trying to take ideas that why the state of my career last year is unforgivable, quite frankly, and I can't believe that in 2016 that game was released. They have a lot of ground to cover, and I think they know that. I don't think backstage free roam is going to be enough to save it. The loading screens alone, like there's no excuse for that in this. You know, you've got games like Grand Theft Auto 5, the sheer scale of something like that doesn't even need to load when you're in the map, and yet you can't run around backstage like, oh, you'll go and talk to Baron Blade and he'll tell you to go and look at a match, and then you have to look at a match screen, and that'll take 2 minutes to load, and then it doesn't make sense. So I don't know. I think even if I do get it, let's just say just be prepared for like a 60 gig first day patch, which is sad to think that that's a thing that's going to have to, like, why retailers rely on something like that. That's just what I think. We'll have to wait and see.
Indeed. Again, I'm not buying this game because I know better, and I have other things to spend money on, like food and clothing
And general, and bills in general.
and copious amounts of pornography. Yeah, I said it. So that was video games. Do we have any other news before we want to end the show? Literally anything. Any words right now will be fine. You can just say something. That would be cool.
I don't like children.
Andy's still missing. He sent Keelan a Snapchat, though, which makes me think we are close to finding out where he is. Maybe we'll find out this Sunday when we go live again for Suplah in a Cell.
Or maybe we won't because he's dead.
That would be the biggest waste of time ever.
I love how that's what annoys you. There is some breaking news. There is
looking for this boy, and he's just dead.
There is some breaking news concerning Lucha Underground. It's been over a year since the third season of Lucha Underground was taped. The season, which is still currently airing on the El Rey network, was taped from March to May of 2016, leaving many wondering if a fourth season will be happening. Meltzer said on the latest edition of Wrestling Observer Radio that there may be some good news regarding the future of the promotion, as they have a potential source of funding. So it is potential that it is going to come back. And that's pretty much it. It's been a pretty slow news day.
Lovely. Could have just not mentioned that at all. It would have been fine.
There you go.
All right. So.
Apparently Vince McMahon has a brother.
We have Suplah. Find us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, all that good shit. Same name as this. You just Google it. I don't know. You'll find it. You know what to do. You're big children. You can do things with the typey fingers. We go live again this Sunday for Suplah in a Cell. We discuss Hell in a Cell. We discuss other news. We have a lot of fun. I hope. And gaming channel. What's happening?
I'm trying to make some time to go back into Crash Bandicoot, but I'm a little preoccupied at the moment.
I am doing a Nuzlocke.
Oh yeah, you do stuff. I forgot.
Yes. Yes, I do many a thing, Liam, including Pokemon Leaf Green Nuzlocke. We're uploading parts every other day. It's going to be going for a while. It's a wild ride. You should go there and enjoy it. I recently started training for another gym, I think. I don't know where we're at right now, but
it's almost as if you've done these months and months and months in advance.
It's almost as if I have stuff planned until December, but
who knew?
Who knew? Everyone now. But that's besides the point. Go to Suplah Gaming. We don't have a custom URL because no one knows who we are, but that's fine. You can go there, you can search it, you'll find it, and have a good time watching video games. There's also Crash. There's also
There's also Crash Insane Trilogy and Crash the Original, so we're all covered.
It's for Crash and Pokemon channel. That's been the show. I am Sam Brooks.
I'm Liam.
We still don't know where Andy is. Maybe we'll find him Sunday. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Show up Sunday. There'll be developments. Maybe.
I may or may not be here, depending when I get back from Scotland.
You're going to Scotland?
I'm going to Scotland. Oh, aye.
You think Andy's there?
I am. Well, he does talk about Scotland a lot, so it wouldn't surprise me if he's got lost and somehow ended up there, and he's just going, oh, SNP. It's like, all right, Andy, yeah. I'll just see him outside Glasgow train station, which is weird because I'm going to Edinburgh, so I don't know how to see him outside Glasgow train station. But he's probably outside Glasgow train station, just going, oh, Edinburgh, battered Maz bars. Oh, Mel Gibson. It's like, all right, Andy. He's just that crazy English guy.
I'm
See
stopping
you
the
next
stream now.
week.
Goodbye, everybody. Smile and wave. Smile and wave, whilst the crazy
Smile
man
and wave.
talks.